Hey everyone, welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Game Reviews. In this episode, we're going to talk about Forza Horizon 5. Forza Horizon 5 is the newest entry in the Forza Horizon series, and it's developed by Playground Games, published by Xbox Game Studios. Came out on November 9th of 2021 on Windows, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. And if you're not familiar with this game, it is a racing game. You get in cars and race and do various other activities and stuff. But we're going to go around and see what everyone thinks of this latest entry into the series. Shane, he's smiling. He wants to go first. Shane, what did you think of Horizon 5?
Beep, beep, I'm a Jeep. It's Forza. I mean, it's everything Forza is, and probably more this time. Gameplay, it's Forza. It's not different in gameplay. It really isn't. There's a ton of things. I'm not sure the percentage of how much more there is compared to Forza 4, but it's Forza. I mean, there's wacky things to do. There's more mini games this time. We've came across quite a few that we really enjoyed playing together. I got to go right to the graphics. So really, God dang, this thing's pretty. It really is. Like me and Pat were talking right before the recording here. I jumped on there last night to play with myself. Shut up, Pat. And the game to me looked even better running solo without all the online on. I don't know if it's just my eyes. I am getting at that age, but it looks great. The single player and, when we were running together, it looks fantastic. It is Forza, though. It is a racing game. This, to me, is one of those games where if you love racing games, you're going to love this game. If you like racing games, you're going to like this game. If you don't like racing games, you're not going to like this game. It really comes down to that, because everything Forza does well for people who love racing games, they do it fantastically. Even Pat, I think, is not the biggest racer in our group. Me and Nick love racing games. Nick more than myself, as you could tell by him destroying me and Pat. It's just that it's that game. It's good enough to keep Pat entertained, where me and him can make jokes and get pissed off at Nick. But let's see what Pat thinks. Pat, what do you think?
Well, I'm probably going to blow a little hole in your theory. Yeah, I'm not a racing fan at all. I don't like racing games. They're not my thing. But I enjoyed this game. I will say I enjoyed other aspects of it more than anything. But I made the comment before in previous casts that we can take most anything that's multiplayer game and make it fun. And that's what this is. When you play co-op with your friends, it's fun. And thank God for co-op, because if I had to get raced against Nick, I would have run over to his house and hit it with my controller already by now. So thank goodness we can run together as a group, because Nick carried this group a few times on a few races. The co-op races are fun because they allow you to kind of play without having to be the best or even halfway good, because Nick can just carry you. So
milking Nick. We milked Nick so much.
Oh, we did. Hurt. He got us so far. So many accolades. I would say my favorite part of the whole game, though, is the expeditions. The expeditions are fun, where you get to run through and open up the maps, and when you get the stickers and stuff, that's fun. And I spent so much time when nobody else was on just playing with the car designs and doing crap like that. That's the RPG side of me. It's like, okay, what can I do? Oh, I can make this car look like this. That's cool. I like that car. Let me see if I can decorate it and design. Did a couple of my own car designs. It kind of reminds me of an RPG in some sense, because you can min and max it. Like, I spent a whole day online just looking at other people's tunes for the cars I like to drive. And I'm like, let's try out that tuning and let's try out this tuning. And, and I found a couple of guys and I'm like, their tunes are really good. So I tuned my car with their tunes and it was fun and got to do a whole lot of stuff. And then doing things like barn finds were fun. I went and did all the barn finds in the game and stuff like that. But expeditions were the funnest part, in my opinion, because we did some really cool ones. We did like some monster truck racing ones, which was fun. And then do the monster truck arena, which was fun. And, the multiplayer stuff, some of the multiplayer stuff was kind of weird for me, because we did the I don't even know what they're called, but they're like arenas that you drive to, and you can do stuff like Contagion and King, play King. And I figured if we went into that, it would allow other players in. And so you could just build up a match where one person has the crown and all the other cars are trying to run them over to get the crown, and then you chase the crown. But for whatever reason, it only ever pulled us 3 in. It would never find a group, no matter what we did. So I wonder if queuing solo would work, but I want to play with my friends. I want all us to go in and play as a big group. The only thing I didn't get to play was the Eliminator Demolition Derby. I wanted to try that, but that would never let you queue as a group neither, so I didn't do it. Nick, what are your initial thoughts on this one, man?
Yeah, this one's good. I mean, this one's set in Mexico. Forza Horizon 4 was set in England, I believe, on that one. So they're always set in different locations. And like I said, this one's set in Mexico. It looks beautiful. There's lush, tree forest areas, and there's a volcano, and there's all sorts of cool stuff, waterfalls and things of that nature. So, I mean, like Shane put it, it's Forza Horizon. I mean, if you played a Forza Horizon before, expect more of the same, but it's still good because Forza Horizon's formula is top notch. I mean, that's how you make a racer game that's fun. No one else yet has made a racing game that's a more of an arcadey type of racing game, not a simulation. That's that fun, right? So, and Forza has their mainline series, which is just Forza, and that one's their more simulated racing. And this is the arcadey version, the more kind of jumping off of cliffs and crashing into stuff and everything like that. So, yeah, it's fun. It's just like the other ones. Everything's just more refined and works just better, and everything's more cohesive, and the graphics are beautiful. And, you got the danger signs where you can jump off of a mountain and see how far you can go in your fastest car. The wheel spins where you can basically do like a roulette to see if you get a new car or just maybe a bumper sticker, or an emote or something stupid. You're hoping for that, land on that Corvette or something, but now you get the $10,000. You're like, I don't want that. But, yeah, I mean, the game, just like other previous Forza games, once you continue to go and you unlock the different expeditions, which are a lot of fun to do, it opens up a ton of races. I mean, once you open them all up and everything, there are so much stuff scattered all across your map. You just don't know what to do next. A lot of the races are pretty fun. I enjoy the sprints myself, except for maybe that one sprint that took like 30 minutes to do. But the sprints I think are fun. I like going from just start to finish, but the circuits can be fun depending on the map. But overall, yeah, it's a great game. I mean, if you have Game Pass for PC or Game Pass for Xbox or whatever, you can get it on there. If not, I think it's definitely worth the price tag, especially if you like racing games or love racing games and you're looking for something new to spend your time. This is a great entry into the series, so I 100% recommend it. Yeah, I mean, I think overall it's just great. You can they have the auction house, which I don't know if they had the auction house before, but you can buy and sell cars off of there, which is really cool. So if someone gets a nice car or whatever, and like Patrick said, you can download, and I think they had this before, but I'm not 100% sure, but you can download and install other people's tunes for their cars, the tune-ups for the cars. Of course, you can mess with them yourself, or like Patrick says, well, you can design your own designs for it, or see some people have some really awesome designs for cars, and you can download and install them. They're all free. So you can just paste them on your car and drive around with your Naruto on your hood or something. It's really cool. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun, and I know in previous Horizons, even the expansion packs were a blast to play. I think Horizon 4 had the Hot Wheels, yeah, which was a blast to play. I know me and Shane went through and played it a bunch. So yeah, it's just a fun game. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. What else you guys got to say? I'm out of words here.
I am upset by one major thing, and it really bothers me. Nobody bought my damn Mazda Miata that I had on the auction block. That piece of crap. I even painted it and threw on some tunes just to try to see if it would sell.
So then you should have just gifted it.
I should have, because it was like one of the first cars I unlocked with the spin, and it was like, Mazda Miata, shit. I mean, that's not a car I would want. I mean, the Ford Focus in that game is better than Miata. So.
Are you not treating it like Pokemon, Shane, when you got to collect all 500 cars or whatever they got?
No,
I don't even know how many they got.
I do not have that much patience in my life to collect 500 cars. That's how massive this game is. If you can collect 500 cars in this game, and I know somebody probably has already done it 10 times over because they have nothing better to do, good for them. But I don't have that kind of patience. I do know one of my favorite cars in the world I unlocked near the beginning, my Lambo. So that sucker was spitting chrome all the way down the road. I loved it. The game has some amazing cars, so it really does. I mean, some of the weird races we jumped into, with the little sand buggies in there, that was pretty fun. Or whipping around in the Ford Focuses. Why was that actually fun on that one race? The game does racing great. It just does. Even if you're not a great a racer like Pat or myself, it's still enough fun in multiplayer, for Pat at least, where we can really just kick back and bust up laughing. I think the biggest problem with Forza, though, there's a lot to Forza. It just seems like to me, it's just so much. It's hard to keep track of. I mean, between all the things you can do, the menu system in there, it's not bad, but it just goes to show you that you have probably 6 clicks one way or the other, and each one of those little menus that pop up is 6 to 8 different options in there, give or take. It's a lot. And it's not one that when you jump in, you just jump out, because you're going to forget what you just did the next time you jump in. So you got to give it a little time before you jump out, so you can remember these things, at least for me, because I'm ancient apparently.
Yeah, I would say all the races I saved for multiplayer. The only things I did by myself, because it's fun to do races with your friends, was I did all the little side stuff that you can do, like all the like Nick was saying, the hazard signs for the jumps, the speed traps where you see if you can get the maximum speed. And then I did all the drag races by myself once I got that Jeco car or whatever, and got like 320 mile an hour or whatever. That car beats everything hands down. So I can get all first places on all the drags, and I can hit all the speed traps. And then there's also like there's something else. We got to complete a circuit in a certain amount of time and a certain amount of speed. So I did a lot of that stuff when I was just playing by myself, and saved all the expeditions and races for when we were doing them, because those were fun. And even though we did have fun on the little multiplayer, like the Crown and the Infected, those would be really fun with more players. But for some reason, the game just wouldn't let us join that as a multiplayer session. It would just always put 3 of us in together and nothing else. So those were kind of fun. It sucks, though, because Nick is so much better than us. And the Crown game was just pretty much, I had the Crown for 36 seconds and Nick had it for the rest of the 4 minutes and freaking whatever seconds. While the two of us were chasing him around.
I just sat there and watched the clock count now, because I couldn't catch shit.
I couldn't catch him neither.
Ford Fiesta for the win.
Right.
And that's what's bad is I'm running a Lambo. I think I jumped over him more than I ever came close to actually hitting him.
Right. And I was driving the old Toyota freaking Baja truck or whatever, and I'm just like, I can't catch this guy. But yeah, those were fun maps. Like I said, I thought in my opinion, the multiplayer piece, the expeditions were fun to run in multiplayer, even though they weren't designed for multiplayer. You could tell, because only one person has to complete them and it finishes for everybody else. They were still fun, because at one point we got to do like the monster truck thing where you had to knock down the pins and do the flips and the spins and all that stuff. That was super fun, even though it really wasn't a multiplayer thing. It was just kind of fun to run into maps like that together. So in my opinion, if you're not a racing fan and you got Game Pass, this is definitely something to play with your friends, because I'm not a racing fan at all. I'm not very good at racing games, but they put things in there to kind of help people that aren't racers. I tried out a few of them. They have like brake assist. I turned that off because that got annoying really quick. They've got the line where you can follow the line, and it's telling you if you're going too quick around corners to slow down and stuff like that to help you stay on the road. So they got things to help people who are non-racing fans like myself, get in tune with the game. The game will even drive for you. Just so you know, you can turn on automatic driving and it will drive for you.
And we believe that's what Nick was using to completely destroy us.
Yeah,
he had on cruise control.
I swear, in that, what was it, Colossus race or whatever it was, It was like a long race.
The 6-hour race, yeah.
Nick finished 10%. I was only at 90% in second place, and he finished it when I hit 90%. And I'm like, and when somebody completes it, you got like 30 seconds for everybody else to catch up. And I'm like, I can't do 10% in 30 seconds. I don't know how the hell Nick just was like gone, and I could never catch up to him.
He beat every.
It was a lovely
AI.
Sunday drive.
Yeah, he was taking Miss Daisy to the damn stove,
right?
And we're just back there, just
fighting off the pack to keep the places where we could keep.
Yes, and here it is. I got 90. Nick's like, I'm making breakfast. It's like, son of a bitch.
I had 90%, and Nick finished it. And I'm like, I don't know. It was like a long race. It was probably every bit of 15 minutes, maybe longer, 15, 20-minute race.
It was
at least. It was pretty much like one end of the map to the other, I think, or close to it.
It felt like it.
And but
it was a fun map, though. I give it that. For being so long, I was worried about being just bored. I had a hand cramp before I actually got bored.
It was fun for you and I. And Nick was up front going, when's this map going to be over? Because there's nobody contending the race for him.
Oh, yeah.
What was nice about that race, and some of those, like, especially the sprints and stuff, because that was a sprint, and especially that one, they take you across some really nice scenic areas, right? You get to see you go over like a bridge with the waterfall, and you get to see the volcano, and you kind of just take a tour through the whole place. So that was really cool.
Yeah,
Nick's taking a tour. Yeah, Nick's taking the tour. We're fighting for our position the whole time because the guys behind us are freaking bumping us and trying to bump us off and run us into the wall. But Nick's up front way out there going, oh, it's a nice drive.
Ooh, is that a
volcano?
Oh,
look at that volcano. He's stopping by at the road stop attraction saying, take pictures of selfies with cactuses.
Oh, yeah. He's getting that local fudge and all that shit while we're just dying.
Yep.
Stop by and grab some ice cream.
I don't get it because it's so weird. I don't understand it because there's plenty of maps where you had to borrow like my car for the race, and we take off from the starting line, and Nick's just like beeline, and I'm like, how the hell I can't mash down my gas any harder than he's got it, and he's just like, meow. And I'm like, I don't know, whatever. Nick's much better racer than we are, and he always would carry the team. That's what really happened in all these multiplayer maps, and good thing for co-op because you get more points the more teammates you have above the other teams. So that was always a benefit for us.
And you get more points if the rest of your team actually makes it to the freaking finish line.
Yeah, you do. You get more points if they can finish. But Nick would always end up finishing the race before we could all catch up. So,
oh, yeah. Yeah, bastard.
That just tells you how bad we suck at this game.
Yeah. But this game, for lovers of racing, beyond worth a buy. For people who like racing, it's definitely worth a buy. For people who don't like racing, it's definitely worth Game Pass with your friends. It truly is. So This game has everything for everybody in your gaming group. If your gaming group just likes to bullshit and have a good time and laugh, this game has it because we had many a laugh. Although Nick didn't remember the rules of the road, the book of the road.
The unwritten book of the road.
Yeah.
I'm the winner. I don't need to remember anything.
But this game is really good. I felt it's definitely worth the money. It's a graphical powerhouse. It's a racing game like nothing out there right now, like Nick said. I prefer an arcade racer. I do not like the regular Forza series because it's too sim for me. I can't handle that. I do not have patience for it. That's all on me. But the Horizon series is just nailing it. Although I was thinking today, I would like to see them bring back the Project Gotham Racing series. I think that'd be a fun one to get back into because it was even more on the arcade side of it. So that's where I like my games.
Yeah. The only other issue that I have with this game, which I'm sure will be patched, is several times when we're playing, you get disconnected from the network.
Yes.
And most of the time you have to just go and hit the button and reconnect, and it'll connect you back. But there were times where I know, and Pat ran into this a lot, where it just would not connect him. He tried over and over and over, and it just wouldn't connect him back. So that is an issue, especially when you're playing with your friends, or probably even single player might happen. where it just disconnects you from the network, and then you have to keep trying to reconnect, and eventually you'll get there eventually. But I'm sure that'll be patched out pretty soon, I would say.
Yeah, the game really does run well, though. I mean, overall, we didn't have really any big issues except for that crap.
Other than that, I didn't have any issues with the game. It ran perfectly fine, smooth as butter. Just that network thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pat, did you have any other problems after that night? I mean, far as not being able to connect, because that was like a big pisser offer.
So what I ended up finding out was that if I ignored the error, nothing happened. Like it would tell me press X to reconnect. But when I was in your group, if I didn't push X, it didn't do jack. It just left me alone. So I'm like, I'm never pushing X again to reconnect. And nothing ever happened. I would join every race that you guys started. The entire time when we were all playing over the weekend, it's hitting me up with that. You've been disconnected from the network. Press X to reconnect. And you guys were in my convoy. I just ignored it. And it never disconnected you guys and let you guys keep playing. Every time I would join up a race, it would bring you in. So I don't know. I think that's more for the aspect of when we're all in the same map, because I would notice if we were in the same map, like me and Nick were screwing around one time showing off cars, and I was chasing him and then disappeared from my screen. I'm like, I'm wondering if that's what they mean by local network, where they just put you in the same map until you start a race. That's the only thing I can think of, because that's the only thing I ever noticed the difference in. But no, that thing pops up for me all the time saying you've been disconnected from the network. Press X to reconnect, and no matter how many times I hit X, it just comes right back. So I ignore it, goes away until I race, and then pop out of the race, and it pops back up, and I'm like, I don't care. So it never seemed to affect anything that I saw. So
yeah. So hopefully, I mean, I'm sure they'll fix it pretty soon, so that way it doesn't pop up anymore. They'll probably just do what Pat does. Instead of it popping up, they'll just hide the message so you never see it. They're like, there you go, fixed.
They just put the sticker over the check engine light. This is the black electrical tape.
Yeah, but before we end this here, again, I just want to reiterate, this is a great game. It's a lot of fun. If you don't have Game Pass, if you're thinking about buying this game, just go, and you're kind of maybe on the fence, or you really want to play it for, you're going to play it for maybe a couple months, just go get Game Pass for PC. It's $10. For 2 months, you're going to spend $20 and you can play all the Forza you want, or for the Xbox, and you can play it for 2 months and spend $20 instead of the $60 it is now. But if you want to support the developer, of course, go out there and buy it. I think it's worth the $60. It's worth every penny. It's a fun racing game, and there's a ton of content in this game, so you're not going to run out of things to do anytime soon. But you guys have anything else you want to say about Forza Horizon 5?
I would like to ask people to send us some of their car designs, because on Forza 3 and 4, people made some of the most unbelievable paint jobs and things like that on their cars. It was just, I could sit and look through the car list all day. So send us your pics. Send us, show me your ride, your hoopties, whatever you want to call them. I'm old. But I really want to see that, because I love that stuff. I didn't get a chance to really pick through, but I did go through some of the pre-designs, and man, there's some amazingly talented people out there. I don't even know if they drive. I think they just paint the damn cars all day. So
I spent hours messing with just the paint scheme on one of my cars, just messing with it and replicating it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is cool. And then uploading it. So I can see that. You can kill so much time just picking up a car and being like, I want to put this design on here and lay these stickers on this and lay this and just do anything you want. So people spend a lot of time. I spent a lot of time just one day messing around. I'm like, wow, I killed like half a day messing with just paint schemes.
Oh, yeah. Check out those headlights.
All right. Yeah, those designs are awesome. There's some really cool ones out there. Yeah, that's all they must do, but but they are some pretty cool stuff. So that'll be it for us. Make sure to comment down below and let us know what you think of Horizon 5. Do you think this one's the best one yet, or was there another Horizon game you like more? Or maybe what's your favorite racer? Maybe it's not Horizon. Maybe it's Gran Turismo or
Midnight
Club or Project Gotham Racing or something else. Wave Race. Who knows? Let us know what your favorite one is. There's a lot of great racing games out there, so let us know what you like. But thanks everybody for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the video and hit the bell notifications to keep up to date with new videos we do all the time. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
See ya.